Welcome to the deep dive. Anyone who's been through a Phoenix summer knows, well, 110 degrees is kind of the norm, right?
It really is. Brutal heat.
So today we're diving into some Phoenix summer cooling hacks. Basically, we want to pull out the best, maybe even some surprising tips for you.
Yeah, things you can actually do to stay cooler.
Exactly. Keep your home comfortable. Maybe even save a bit on those cooling bills. We've looked through a bunch of these ideas.
It's all about working smarter, not just blasting the AC constantly, understanding where the heat comes from.
Okay, so let's start with windows. Seems pretty basic. The advice is always close your blinds when the sun's really beating down, like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Right. And it seems obvious, but the amount of heat is, well, it's pretty shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, like something like 76% of the sunlight hitting a standard window can turn into heat inside your house.
Wow, 3/4, that's huge.
It is. So closing those blinds, it's like your first line of defense. It makes a direct, immediate difference, stopping it right there.
Okay, makes sense. And then there's talk about thermal curtains. Are they really, like, that much better than just regular blinds?
They are, yeah. They're built differently. Much denser material. Often they have like an insulating layer woven in or added.
Yeah, okay.
So they don't just block the light, they actually reduce the heat transfer through the glass itself. It's a more solid thermal barrier.
Wow, okay. Okay, let's switch gears. Ceiling fans? We all have them, probably. But direction matters, counterclockwise in summer.
Yes, counterclockwise. And the reason is interesting. It's not actually making the air colder.
Right. It feels cooler, though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it pushes air downwards. That creates a breeze, a sort of wind chill effect directly on your skin.
Ah.
It helps sweat evaporate faster and disrupts that little pocket of warm air right next to your body. So you feel cooler,
Yep.
even if the thermostat reading hasn't changed.
That makes total sense. It's personal cooling. Okay, kitchens. Big heat source, especially ovens. The tip is just don't use them.
Pretty much, yeah. Avoid the oven if you can when it's super hot. It just pumps heat into the house.
So what are the alternatives then?
Well, the sources mention things like, grilling outside, moves the heat source completely outdoors,
Good one.
and using appliances like a slow cooker or an Instant Pot. They use way less energy and generate much less surrounding heat compared to firing up the big oven.
Yeah, okay, that's practical. Smart cooking. Now here's one that sounds a bit weird. Freezing your bed sheets.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds a bit out there, doesn't it?
It does. Is it, like, actually helpful?
Well, think about it. It's about that immediate feeling. It won't last all night, obviously.
Right.
But crawling into a genuinely cold set of sheets when your room is hot and you're trying to fall asleep, that initial shock of cold can be really nice. It helps lower your body temperature quickly right at bedtime.
Huh. Maybe worth a try on a really bad night. A quick reset button, like you said.
Exactly. A short term, but maybe very welcome bit of relief.
All right, so let's quickly recap the main hacks from our dive. Windows. Close those blinds during peak sun. Maybe upgrade to thermal curtains.
Yep. Fans. Make sure they're spinning counterclockwise to push air down on you.
Cooking. Try grilling outside or using a slow cooker instead of the oven. Avoid adding extra heat.
And the bonus. Maybe stick your sheets in the freezer for a bit before bed for that instant cool down.
All aimed at keeping you more comfortable and potentially lowering that energy bill in the Phoenix furnace.
Precisely. And really, for you listening, it boils down to understanding how heat works and making some, fairly simple changes.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Maybe pick one or two of these this week. Try them out. Really notice if it makes a difference in how your home feels. Which little change actually makes the biggest dent in tackling that intense heat for you?